Greetings. It's your buddy, your pal, your friend, your teacher, your guide, Uncle Artist. And God is good to the players. Truly is. And players, we operate understanding a few simple things. It's always good to keep things simple. And remember a few key words, key principles. We've talked about the 7 Hermetic principles before. And in addition to reinforce certain ideas, certain thoughts, certain images, and set the tone for a certain presence and attitude, state of mind, a system, a model, whatever have you. We use words to convey these ideas, to convey these things. One word I want to talk about today is autonomy. The goal of a player is autonomy. That is the only thing that matters to a player, to a MAC, a man of aptitude, charm, and knowledge. Autonomy. The definition of autonomy is independence or freedom as of the will or one's actions. Self-governing, free, independent, sovereign, not subject to the rule or control of another. Okay, this stresses independence in matters of the most important things in our lives: food, clothing, shelter. Thoughts, communication. This requires resources. This requires strong will and determination. And it is imperative that your actions, your behavior, everything in your daily disciplines and your habits of mind have to reflect the spirit of autonomy, of freedom, not being subject to the rule or control of another. Okay? And this is the ultimate goal. As a young man, speaking to a young man, there are going to be areas and matters where you will not feel, or you can confidently claim to be autonomous. Perhaps you are under the government, so to speak, of your parents. You're in their house. Okay? By all appearances and in all actuality, you are not fully autonomous. The rare individual can claim full autonomy. And you can argue that none of us truly achieve autonomy in whatever location and form of government that we're under. There's always a certain level of authority that we have to submit to. Okay. Local government, HOAs. Some of us are employees, and in many ways, even as a CEO, as a business owner, you are, in many aspects, in many respects, you're indebted. You serve. You are under the rule of your customers, of your employees, of your shareholders, your investors. So there's always a level of, there's always going to be this hierarchies. There's always situations where we will have to show a level of submission. And ideally, with the mindset of players are autonomous, is that you position yourself in any situation to be as valuable as possible, so that you are not so much in submission, but you are in partnership. You're indispensable. Okay, there's a great book, Players Read, right? Max Read, okay, Pimps Read. So a book I would urge you to read is The Indispensable Linchpin by Seth Godin. That's Godin. Okay, Seth Godin, check out some of his, I would suggest that you check out some of his content on YouTube. Seth Godin, SethGodin. Very insightful individual, especially for a man of aptitude, charm, and knowledge, because inevitably, as you embark and endeavor on this journey of mastery, self-mastery, first of all, most foremost, the need to create, the capacity to create, the ideas and the opportunities to create. And remember, as a business owner, you're an artist. It's important to think of yourself as an artist, a man of leisure, a gentleman of leisure, a man of aptitude, charm, and knowledge. You're an artist because we're artists, because we create, we design our lives. That's autonomy. Not being subject to compromise in any area of your life. Doesn't get any better than that. It may take you 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. It's a progressive journey, but it starts in your mind. Wherever I am now, I was that. I have been that before much of the material was made evident, was brought into the material world for eyes to see. But it was always there. It was always in my mind. And many achievers will tell you that exact same thing. They will tell you that they were a success. I was a success in my mind. I was this person. I've already been this person. I always was this person. Everything that I have that's shown up materially, I've already created it. It was already done. It was already in my possession. I've been thankful and grateful for it for a long time. That's why it showed up. And as an artist, that's what you do. You create. You create the space to have these, what some would call downloads. Okay. This is spiritual. Okay. We believe in the unseen forces. Okay. And that's what we work with. This alchemy. This alchemy is what we work with. The seen, the unseen. All these tools that are available to us as creators. The world is your canvas. So we create the opportunities, we create the space for us to be autonomous. Some of you are actual artists with drawing, painting, music, writing, content. That's what you double down on those things. Seek the help of others. Seek the partnership of others. Invest in yourself. Take chances and apply diligence to your craft every day. And this is Uncle speaking to himself. This is Unc speaking to himself at the same time. As much as I am conveying this message to you, it's for myself, because what I just mentioned, consistency, okay, those values, those qualities of consistency, of diligence, of creativity, of delegation, partnerships, and then always being in a space to be receptive, to be a receiver, to be someone who allows. And that's a skill unto itself. It's a virtue unto itself, is to be someone who works with the rhythm that flows in and out. Can't get away from the principles. That's going back to taking things back to basics, keeping things simple. The principle of rhythm, one of the 7 Hermetic principles. And there's a rhythm and there's a vibration to freedom. Freedom has its own frequency, like a radio station. Independence, independent thinking. That's a whole different frequency, and much like a radio station labeled freedom, much like a freedom, independence, autonomy is like its own radio station. It has its own particular set of airwaves, the principle of vibration. The average person is not thinking in terms of independence or freedom. They're thinking in terms of pleasure. Creating and obtaining your freedom is not a pleasurable experience. It's not a pleasurable experience as it pertains to the dominant energy of our primal human mind, our human instincts. But the master, okay, the disciplined individual, the man of aptitude, charm, and knowledge, the player in Mac position, okay, they understand the process, the pain, and the probabilities that if one endures, because it's a process, it's a pain if you use that terminology, if you choose to frame it in that way of failing forward on your way to mastery of your mind, mastery of your emotions, and the subsequent behaviors and actions and magnetic force that you create that look like opportunities, that look like miracles, that look like coincidences. It's because you tapped into that vibration of autonomy. 105.7, that radio station, or whatever. I just said a number, but you dig what I'm saying?